Ever wondered how to make $100 a day without lifting a finger? Here's a hint: dividends. Now, you might be asking, what exactly are dividends? In the simplest terms, dividends are portions of a company's earnings that are distributed to shareholders. It's a way for companies to share their success with those who have invested in them. Picture this. You're an investor in a successful company. As the company prospers, so do you. Not just through the rising value of your shares, but also through these regular payments, known as dividends. This is the power of passive income. You earn money without actively working for it, and dividends can significantly contribute to this. Imagine earning $100 a day simply from the dividends of your investments. Sounds appealing, doesn't it? So are you ready to discover how you can make $100 a day with dividends? Let's dive into it. But what exactly are dividends? And why do companies give them out? Well, let's break it down. Dividends are simply a portion of a company's profits that are distributed to shareholders. Imagine owning a small piece of a giant pie, and every now and then, the pie maker hands you a delicious slice. That's essentially what a dividend is. Now, why do companies distribute these tasty morsels of profit? There are a few reasons. Some companies are so profitable that they have excess cash lying around. Instead of letting it gather dust, they decide to reward their shareholders with dividends. It's also a way for companies to maintain investor interest and show that they're financially healthy. So, in essence, dividends are like a thank you gift from the company to its shareholders, a token of appreciation for their investment and trust. Now that we know what dividends are and why they're distributed, let's explore how to start earning from them. The first step to making money from dividends is choosing the right stocks. But how do you do that? Let's dive right in. When choosing dividend stocks, there are several key factors to consider that can help guide your decision. The first of these is the company's financial health. You'll want to invest in companies that are financially stable and capable of consistently paying dividends. Look for companies with strong balance sheets, low debt, and steady cash flow. The second factor to consider is the dividend yield. This is the annual dividend payment divided by the stock's price. While a high yield can be attractive, it's important not to chase after the highest yield blindly. Sometimes a high yield can be a sign of financial distress, and the company may cut the dividend in the future. So it's a balance of finding a yield that's high enough to be rewarding, but not so high that it's unsustainable. The third factor to consider is the dividend growth rate. Companies that consistently increase their dividends over time are often more stable and financially sound. This can result in a growing income stream for you, even if the yield isn't sky high. It's also worth considering the company's payout ratio, which is the percentage of earnings paid out as dividends. A low payout ratio could mean the company has room to grow its dividends in the future. However, a high payout ratio could indicate that the company is returning most of its earnings to shareholders, leaving little for future growth. Finally, don't forget about diversification. Just as with any investment strategy, you don't want all your eggs in one basket. Make sure to spread your investments across different sectors and industries to mitigate risk. In summary, when choosing dividend stocks, consider the company's financial health, the dividend yield, the dividend growth rate, the payout ratio, and the importance of diversification. Choosing the right stocks is crucial. Now let's talk about how to build your dividend portfolio. You've chosen your stocks. Now it's time to build your dividend portfolio. But where do you start? Well, let's begin with a fundamental concept: diversification. You see, the beautiful thing about building a dividend portfolio is that it's a lot like creating a piece of art. Each stock you choose is a unique color on your palette, and diversification is like blending those colors to create a balanced, harmonious masterpiece. The importance of diversification cannot be overstated. It's not about having all your eggs in one basket, but rather spreading them across multiple baskets. This reduces the risk of losing your investment if one company doesn't perform well. In the world of dividends, diversification is your safety net, ensuring a steady stream of income even if one or two stocks underperform. Now let's talk about balancing high-yield and low-yield stocks. It might be tempting to chase after those high-yield stocks, the ones that promise the moon and stars. But remember, high yield often comes with high risk. On the other hand, low-yield stocks might not offer as much immediate gratification, but they often provide more stability and consistency over time. The key is to find a balance between the two. Think of it as a seesaw. Too much weight on one side and you'll find yourself hitting the ground. So, how do you strike that balance? You could start with a core of reliable, low-yield stocks that have a history of consistent dividend payments. These will be the backbone of your portfolio, providing a steady stream of income. Then sprinkle in some high-yield stocks for a little extra spice. These might not be as stable, but they can provide a nice boost to your overall returns. Now you might be asking, but how many stocks should I have in my portfolio? There's no one-size-fits-all answer. It depends on your risk tolerance, investment goals, and the amount of time you're willing to spend managing your portfolio. But as a rule of thumb, having anywhere from 20 to 30 different stocks can provide a good level of diversification. A diversified portfolio is key to consistent dividends. Now let's see how to reinvest your dividends. Reinvesting dividends can supercharge your earnings, but how does it work? Let's dive into this. When you reinvest your dividends, you're essentially using your earnings to buy more shares in the company that paid you the dividend. This means you're not taking the cash payout and spending it elsewhere, but rather plowing it back into your investment. You're essentially using your earnings to increase your ownership stake in the company, and this can lead to a powerful snowball effect. Picture this. You're rolling a snowball down a hill. With each rotation, the snowball picks up more snow and gets larger. The larger the snowball gets, the more snow it can pick up with each rotation. This is essentially what happens when you reinvest your dividends. With each dividend payout, you're buying more shares, and these additional shares will generate more dividends in the future. This is what we call compound growth, and it's the secret sauce that can help you reach your goal of earning $100 a day in dividends faster. With compound growth, your earnings grow at an exponential rate, not just a linear one. Instead of just earning dividends on your initial investment, you're earning dividends on your dividends. The effect of this can be quite dramatic over time. Now, you might be wondering how you can reinvest your dividends. Well, many brokerages offer what's known as a dividend reinvestment plan, or DRIP for short. With a DRIP, your dividends are automatically used to buy more shares in the company, often without any transaction fees. So let's do a quick recap. Reinvesting dividends means using your dividend payouts to buy more shares in the company. This leads to compound growth, where you're earning dividends on your dividends. And this, in turn, can help you reach your goal of earning $100 a day in dividends faster. Reinvesting dividends can accelerate your income growth. And that, my friends, is how you make $100 a day with dividends. Let's recap what we've learned today. We started by understanding the power of dividends, those magical payments that companies distribute to their shareholders. We delved into what dividends truly are, a portion of a company's earnings given back to you, the investor. Then we navigated the tricky waters of choosing the right dividend stocks. Remember, a high yield isn't everything. You need to consider the company's performance, its payout ratio, and the consistency of its dividend payments. We also discussed building your dividend portfolio. Diversification is key here. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread your investments across different sectors and companies. Finally, we highlighted the power of reinvesting dividends. By plowing these payments back into buying more shares, you harness the might of compounding, accelerating your wealth growth. With these steps, you're well on your way to making $100 a day with dividends. Start today and watch your passive income grow.